Hi everybody, welcome to Cooking with a K. This is the first episode of hopefully going to be a long series of just some things you can do in the kitchen. They're not, some of them might be based off recipes, some of them, they're just things I put together, and I think almost anything anybody can do. And there'll be short little segments so you can just watch pieces of it. Tonight I'm going to try to make a weird pork thingy that I got half on recipe and half I made up. It's going to be pork loin roasted in the oven with pomegranate and pistachio relish. So right now I'm putting the brine together, and it's pretty simple. All I'm doing is chopping up some rosemary right now. I'm not going to show you all that. And boiling some water, which is different for a brine. Normally you use cold water for a brine, but for some reason this recipe calls for hot water, so I'm just following the recipe on this one. Here's the recipe for the brine. I think it's a little bit blurry. I don't know how to make it not blurry. I'll just take that later. Basically, it's got water. It's got some salt, brown sugar, cider, pepper, Dijon mustard, some thyme, which it says fresh thyme. I'm gonna use a little bit of dry thyme and not as much. Rosemary, some pork, and salt, and some olive oil. And the whole point of this show is that, like how not to follow a recipe basically, and how to just kind of taste things, figure out what you like, and just do it. So you don't need to worry and stress about the recipe. I'm gonna be filming this in segments and hopefully edit it down to something decent. So now I'm making the brine. I've got my water. I've got my apple juice in here. You don't have to worry about measurements so much. I sort of measured, but I just because it's easier. So it's basically 3 cups of water, and I forget. What is it? Oh, 2 cups of apple juice. Now I'm just adding all the other stuff slowly but surely. So I got some salt in there, which was 1/4 of a cup of. I don't know if I put the salt in there yet. Put some salt in there, put some brown sugar, which was about 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Now I'm getting the rosemary, and now I gotta do pepper next. Unfortunately I'm filming this myself, so I can't really do it. I'm supposed to use ground pepper, but these are the things you don't really need to trip about. It's gonna make it better if you had ground pepper, but I don't, so who cares? I'm not gonna go buy ground pepper. Ground pepper. Gotta add some mustard in there. This is one of those things where you can vary it. You can add any kind of mustard you want. Calls for Dijon mustard. I might throw in a little bit of honey mustard in there because I'm doing a fruit relish. I just make it a little bit more sweet, and I don't even know if I have Dijon. And I might just sort of see all these spices. I might just start smelling them and pick one to add. I don't know. Whatever smells right. Go by your nose. Majoram maybe. Savory. I don't even know what that is. So let's check it out and see what's going on. What else do I gotta do? I gotta cool it down after, so I gotta put it in the freezer. Once it cools down, then I get to put the pork in it, and then let that marinate for 6 hours. So this is gonna take a while, so I better hurry. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. Now, going back to the mustard, I said it calls for Dijon, but you don't necessarily need to put it, right? Alright, well look, my house has apparently 6 different kinds of mustard. I grabbed 3 of them, and what I'm going to do is taste them and see which one I think I want to taste, who cares about the recipe, let's just do what we like. So, here's my choices. I've got stone ground mustard, I've got Dijon mustard, and I've got this Mendocino fancy seeds and suds, beer mustard made with beer. Alright, so then we're going to go, I'm going to taste it and see which one I like. Maybe I'll mix them, who knows. This is the stone ground organic. Your basic mustard, right? Tart, tangy, I like it. This is Dijon. Maybe you don't want to taste mustard, but I don't know. I just moved here, so I don't know what they all taste like, so I'm tasting mustard. Trust me, it's the first time I've ever tasted mustard like this, but it's kind of fun. Then the beer one. Beer one has an advantage, right? Because there's beer in it. You just kind of want to put it in there anyway. Ooh, it's sweet but spicy. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix the beer mustard, and do half that and half the stone ground mustard. Because I kind of like the taste. I want a little bit of sweet tanginess, but I don't want it to be sweet. So let's mix it up. I hope that helps. as we move on, like I said, this is the first time I've done this, and this is how I'm going to do these cooking shows from now on. But we don't have time. I can't believe we don't have time, and I don't feel like going to look for time, or I can't find it. By the way, I just found ground black pepper. Would have been better probably than just regular pepper, but you know, whatever. Now, because we don't have time, and I don't even really know what time is, I just usually just pour it. I'm going to put other things that I think might go well. Tarragon. Well, how did I make this decision? I smelt it. It smells a little sweet. This is kind of a sweet dish. Why not go for it? So I'm going to put some tarragon in it. I'm going to stick with the rosemary. And the whole point of it is, this is what it's looking like now with the mustard, by the way. The whole point of this is, what you do, you stick your finger in there, and you taste it. Does it taste good? This is a brine. It's not really a marinade. It's going to take a little bit of the flavor and whatnot, and that's it. You're done. You don't need, you know, if you like it, you like it. And that's the whole point. Just so you know, here's the final product of the brine. My buddy Rez fried up some bacon.
What?
Bacon oil.
What?
We got the bacon.
What?
We took the bacon oil and we roasted some pistachios in the bacon oil. Now I'm going to grind up the pistachios with some raspberries. First I'm going to grind up the raspberries, mix it with some pomegranate molasses, and that's going to be our glaze for the pork loin. Then we're going to put that in the oven. And then we'll make the
You like Amarillo up in this motherfucker, dude.
And that's it, that's good, that's good. Like just cooking shit and these little segments, little vignettes.
Mm-hmm. This is what a mortar and pestle looks like, fuckers.
Yeah.
Make a reduction.
Bed of black pasta.
Easy, simple,
So we're just making
and
a
a bombshell.
and it's always good to just have some wine.
Yes, I made it. I got it.
And
Hi, how are you?
this is what we're gonna do. We're making a reduction. I don't really know what I'm doing. Just pour booze, pour some sweet shit, got some nuts in there, and we're all good.
Boom.
So obviously it didn't go as well as planned, but this is what the pork ended up looking like. Glazed, that's the plated with shaved some Jicama on it, squeezed some lime, put it over some black pasta with a little bit of the glaze on there, and a little bit of the reduction that you saw earlier. The next time I'll do a better job of setting this up ahead of time. But people can